going to throw the ball out to the corner. It's covered up, so he decides to flip it off the glass.
Road court advantage remains in full effect in this series. 6-0 the road teams are for the first time in NBA playoff history. Kawhi Leonard with 29 of his 45 in the second half as the Clippers pulled away and forced a Game 7 on their home court. I don't know if that's a good thing. Traditionally it is. Maybe not in this series. Who knows? Welcome in. It's Playoff Central live here with the Clippers winning Game 6. The Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas, Quentin Richardson right over there. I'm Matt Weiner. Clippers needed a win on the road. They get another win on the road and force a Game 7 and, really dominated the fourth quarter.
Totally dominated the fourth quarter, and we saw Kawhi Leonard. I mean, the three of us were sitting here just like, going crazy like some nights when we've seen Dame Lillard do his thing, or Steph or Kyrie. And these are the type of performances that you want and dream about in the playoffs. And Kawhi just had one of those magical nights tonight where he couldn't be stopped. He was doing everything, dribbling, shooting, defending. I mean, he was the best player out on the floor. We've been talking about Luka being the best player in the series, but tonight, Kawhi left no doubt who was the best player in this game tonight.
No question he was the best player on the floor tonight. And Q, he kind of answered the call that a lot of folks have had for him in this series to be a takeover guy.
Absolutely. I mean, tonight I think, he was a guy that was a big Kobe fan. I think he showed every bit of what the Mamba mentality was about. And Kobe's looking down on him as proud as ever right now because he was – I've never seen Kawhi play like this. Literally, me and Zeke was talking about it as it was happening. I had never seen him, really going into his bag, handling the ball, doing step-back moves, and really taking it like I'm taking these shots.
You said he was reaching deep in his bag like
Hey,
what?
like Mark Jones said, he was deep in his bag like the fries at the bottom. That was, hey, look, he was feeling it, and I love seeing it. I love to see him take over like that in that fashion and really, carry his team to a Game 7. That was big time.
Not only 45 points, but 45 points on just 25 shots. He was 5 of 9 from three-point range as well. And, it was striking to me, and you mentioned it too, Q, as we were watching the game. He would get a screen perhaps with Doncic in front of him and didn't want it. He wanted Doncic in front of him, and maybe that's partly because of the matchup. Maybe that's because it's Luka Doncic in front of them and he wanted to make a point.
I think it's something that T. Lue probably told him. Like, listen, he's wearing everybody out and getting the switch he wants. We need to start taking advantage of him. He's not the greatest defensive player, and he doesn't want to guard you guys. So let's put him in those same type situations and get him on a Paul George, on a Kawhi, who they feel has an offensive advantage, and let's see how he does.
Yeah, and when an offensive player gets it going, and you're a great offensive player too, and he starts going at you back, right? Your mindset has to shift. Now you become a defender all the time, and that takes away from your offense. And I think by Kawhi going at Luka tonight the way he did, it put Luka on the defensive side where he couldn't be as good and as aggressive offensively with the ball because he had to think, we always talk about two-way players, Q, right? And what's the mindset? You got to go from defense to offense. But when you just all offense, that's a hell of a luxury to have during the course of the game. And I thought they made Luka become a two-way player tonight, which kind of threw him off a little bit.
Absolutely. I think this was the best way to go at him because he's been unstoppable. And I think, like you said, forcing him to change those gears and think in the other direction, it's more natural for PG. It's more natural for Kawhi. Those are the type of players they are. For Luka, he's an offensive juggernaut. So to have him put on that hat and play after play after play, be pressed to play defense, I think that's why you saw him not driving as much down the stretch because it's tough. When you guard, that takes a lot of energy. You can't guard hard on the other end and then come down here and then be able to handle the ball and create and do everything that he does. So I think that made it a lot more difficult for him to be offensively all the way into his game, and he had to play defense on those guys the way he was asked.
And this wasn't one of Doncic's better offensive games, maybe his worst of this series. He got a couple of late kind of basically garbage time buckets for Dallas and finished 11 of 24 from the field and just 2 of 9 from three-point range. They blitzed him a little bit early in the game and then, as usual, threw a bunch of different defenders at it. How much of those shooting numbers I just mentioned had to do with what LA was up to?
I think it had a lot to do with it. We like to say in basketball, we use a terminology, you got to put them on their heels, right? Well, that comes from boxing. Mm-hmm. We borrowed that from boxing because, and when you were little and you were learning how to fight, they always taught you can't fight going back.
Right.
You can't punch going backwards. So you always try to, push forward. And I thought they had Luka on his heels tonight going backwards and thinking about defense as opposed to thinking about offense. And that showed in the numbers tonight.
Flip side to that, Reggie Jackson spent a lot of time guarding Doncic and then punishing him or whoever was guarding him on the other end, including 14 in the first quarter. He wound up with 25 on the night on just 15 shots. That's a huge bonus offense for LA.
No, Reggie was awesome tonight, especially in that first quarter. He had like 12, 14 points, and he really was the main driving force of keeping them in a competitive situation. But I wanted to take the time out to give a salute to T. Lue, because I feel like he did a great job coaching this game. He made some little adjustments here. Luke Kennard hadn't played much the whole series. He threw him out there and he played. He made some plays down the stretch, and he was a positive and not a negative. And I think the way that we're talking about that they attacked Luka and the way they went at him, I think that was a direct coaching thing because it hadn't happened most of the series. And I think that was something that T. Lue kind of took. And I think that's from being a player. You know what I'm saying? From being a player, T. Lue knows that. He knows how offensive guys are when you're in that locker room. And T. Lue is one of those guys who was the other guy that probably had to defend the better players while his offensive guy didn't have to do that. So he, from being a player, I think you get those little tidbits and you can take those into battle. And I think it worked out for T. Lue tonight.
All right, speaking of Doncic, he's made his way to the microphone, gets on a plane for L.A.
Sorry if you can't hear me. We've got music blaring in the arena here. Kawhi Leonard obviously is the two-time Finals MVP. What can you say about his performance and his ability to close out a team that has him?
I mean, he destroyed us. That's what it is. He had a hell of a game, and that's what he does. It was a hell of a game.
Okay, Tim Cato.
Tim Cato, The Athletic. What did you make of the pick and roll defense? LA was throwing at you and we're double.
I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Tim, you're cutting in and out. Can you try again?
Yeah. What did you think of the pick and roll defense we're playing against?
Sorry, Tim. We'll come back to you.
Can't hear you.
Eddie, go ahead.
Luka, what's the emotional state of this team now? Such a great atmosphere tonight, but really obviously a disappointing finish.
Well, that's all right. We're still motivated. There's one more game left. I don't think why we shouldn't believe in it. So there's one more game, so we all believe.
Okay, Mac?
Okay, you're going to a place where you've won 3 straight games and you feel chances, despite the fact we weren't able to win this one tonight.
It's game 7. It doesn't matter where you are. You got to left everything on the court. And that's it. It's game 7.
Okay, Raphael?
Hey, Luka, Raphael Haynes with the 3-point conversion. You just spoke about his game 7, no matter where you are. What do you say to your teammates after a game like this? It's close. It's been a long series. What do you say to your teammates after a game like this, heading into a game 7?
I mean, we all believe. We all believe in game 7. We all believe we can win. We won 3. It's first to 4. So we all believe.
Okay, Tim Cato, did you want to try again?
Do you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
You can hear me. Okay. Luka, I was just going to ask about the pick and roll defense that the Clippers played with the more aggressive doubling and dropping, and how you can counter that better in game 7.
We just gotta read it better. If they double you, somebody's open. So we just gotta read it better.
Okay, last one, Mike Leslie.
Luka, Mike Leslie from WFAA. You guys were called for 21 fouls, 14 against LA. It seemed like that was a frustration for you and for the team as a whole throughout the night. Did that take you out of your game in any way, shape, or form? And how did you feel about the officiating?
I don't want to talk about officiating. Everybody saw the game, and that's it. We lost. Moving to the next game.
Thanks, Luka.
Thank you.
You don't fall for that. Cheating. Reggie Jackson, plus 13 to lead the Clippers tonight.
Walk through the emotions of how tense the game felt on the floor and seeing Kawhi take over that second half the way he did. What was that like to be on the court with him and see that happen?
It was a hard-fought win. It was a complete team effort. Not every shot and good looks that we got went in. Still had some turnovers, things that we could shore up. But, we got the baddest man on the planet in the fourth when he's out there doing what he does, being special for us. Kawhi's, he's done it for us all year. Put the team on his back, especially in the fourth, and make sure that we get a good look every time. The confidence that he had in himself, he puts countless amount of work in. It's been a blessing to be around for a year and a half, so it's not by happenstance. The guy works tremendously hard, probably one of the hardest workers I've been around. So we're blessed to have him. We're really blessed to have him. Him taking on the challenge of guarding Luka for a majority of the game. Guys switching, they did everything they could to hold him up, and then doing what he did, like I said, to put us on his back in the fourth offensively. We needed every basket. We needed him to continue to draw attention, make the right plays, and he was amazing tonight. And I think it was just an amazing team effort for us, team win.
Thanks, Reggie.
Thanks. We'll go next to Law.
Reggie, before Kawhi got going, you got going. 14 points in that first quarter when Kawhi only had 3, and that was big considering the fact that Dallas, they still had a lead at the end of the first quarter. How did you come out ready and aggressive and effective like you did?
I just came out prepared, trying to be ready for anything. I have the trust of my teammates, my staff, the whole organization behind me. So it just allows me to go out there and play, free, play with confidence, trust in the work that I put in each and every day into this game, and just go out there and enjoy it. It's just fun having you back against the wall, coming out playing with your teammates, doing some, your band of brothers, something that you worked tremendously hard all year for, and you get to this point. And like I said, having you back against the wall is fun. You find out who you are, come out and compete despite the result. We just wanted to give our best punch, and I think we did so on today, and we're fortunate enough to get a win. But for myself, like I said, I know I have the backing of the entire organization, and then I'm just trying to stay confident in the work that I put in. But I think I got a lot of open shots as well from guys trying to bottle in Kawhi and Paul early. So a bunch of swings. Guys are making great reads, Nico, Marcus, and I was just a recipient of good ball movement.
Thanks. Next to Ohm.
Reg, watching this game, it felt and looked like almost like a game 7. Did it feel like that to you guys? And if you guys were able to kind of put forth this effort, how do you duplicate that with a real game 7 now on Sunday?
Yeah, it was for us. It's win or go home. They got 2 chances at it, but for us, it was win or go home, honestly. So our season was on the line, and everybody just came out with the right mindset, came out with the right intensity, and just played played through our mistakes. It's not a mistake-free game, so we just stay together, band of brothers. But for ourselves, we got to bring the same energy again, and even more. It is a game 7. Unfortunately, we haven't won one yet at home in the playoffs. So, we feel that we're due one. They feel confident in our building. So it's going to be a great game, and it's the best words in sports is game 7. So looking forward to it. Haven't played one in a while, and just enjoying this moment. But we're all going to make sure to take care of our bodies and then take care of our minds and get ready for Sunday early game at 12:30.
Thanks. Next to Miriam.
Hey, Reggie. Congrats on the almost game 7 win. Obviously, you're happy about this tonight, but what do you make of this series where the home team is winless? Like, how do you explain that? And also, how are you feeling? I know you got banged up a little bit.
I feel good. I trust in the staff. I think they're going to do a great job of, getting not only myself ready for game 7, but the entire team. So I think we'll be ready. We're going to be as close to 100% as possible. We're going to make sure to take care of our bodies. And Shoot, what was the first part of the question again, Miriam?
Sorry, just what do you make of this series like this, where the home team has yet to win?
Two resilient teams. Honestly, I take it as two resilient teams, two teams who are fearless, not scared of anything. Been prepared all year. Really takes their games at home and on the road. So, two teams who are combative. You know what each other does. They're going to come out swinging, giving us their best punch, and we're going to come out ready to give them our best punch. So it's been fun. It's been tough not getting a home win, but we're playing a great team. I know they're young, up and coming, but they're showing that they're here, that they've arrived, and they're to be taken seriously. So we have to come out ready to compete in Game 7 and do all that we can to get this win at home. We owe it to not only ourselves but to our fans. So excited for Sunday, excited for the building to be electric, and excited to have this win or go home. Game 7 in front of us.
Thanks, Reggie. I'm going to squeeze in one more. Go ahead, Ramona.
Hey, Reg. Yeah, I'm just wondering, Ty Lue's been in these closeout games and these elimination games before. I'm wondering if he had a message to you guys, because you mentioned just a minute ago you guys were free and playing loose. I mean, one would think the opposite, right? Like the pressure is on you here, but somehow you got into that headspace where you were free and loose.
Yeah, when you got a coach who's so calm, cool, and collected. I mean, y'all been around T-Lou. I'm pretty sure you know Ramona. Smooth.
Yeah.
Cool as other side of the pillow, smooth as peanut butter. So that guy is that guy's amazing. Just to be around him, his presence, he doesn't really allow us to get riled up. He allows us to just go out there and have confidence in everything that we do. That's one thing he definitely preaches to us is just have confidence in the work, have confidence in each other, play the right way. And then we can trust that we feel like we're the better team, go out there and just leave it all on the court. So I'm pretty sure the team came with the mentality. It's not too much pressure. All you can do is win or lose. So we just want to play free. I mean, I know the consequences aren't stellar if we would have lost, but I think guys took that approach, and we just wanted to have as much fun with this game as possible. So go out there, play it to the utmost, give as much respect to the game as you can, and just go out there and have fun and play for one another. And it was fortunate enough to get us a Game 6 win, giving us a chance to close out the series at home on our home court.
Well, thanks, Reg.
Thanks for your time, Reggie.
Thank you. Y'all have
Big night for Reggie Jackson. Bigger one for Kawhi Leonard.
Great players perform, in big moments. And he was huge, man. Taking the challenge, guarding Luka the whole game. I thought our coverage was great. We kept Kawhi on him a lot throughout the course of this game. We mixed it up with some switches, some shows, some blitz. But, to play 42 minutes and guard their best player, who's a hell of a player for the whole game, that just shows you who Kawhi Leonard is. And, PG was great, 13 rebounds. He played the last 36 minutes of the game. I thought Zoo came in and gave us great minutes. Reggie Jackson was great, especially in that first quarter, giving us some offense and some scoring in that first quarter. Marcus, even though he shot 1 for 10, but defensively he was great, wrestling with Boban, blitzing on the pick and rolls, which caused Luka to turn the ball over a little bit. So it's a total team win. But like I said, Kawhi and PG, really did a great job of carrying us.
Thanks. Next to Mark Medina.
Hey, Kawhi, congrats with everything. Or Ty, I'm sorry about that. Congrats with everything. With Kawhi, you mentioned his performance, but what jumped out to you about his leadership, like in the huddles and on the sideline, all that?
Just said, just keep staying with it. They've got, I think, 7 points. We had a few turnovers in that third quarter, we just stayed calm. And Kawhi just said, listen, take care of the basketball. We can get any shot we want. And, we still haven't shot the ball well. We're getting great looks, open looks. And we just can't make it right now. So we're due for a great game, a great shooting game. But I tell you, Kawhi and PG in the huddles, they were fantastic, along with Pat Beverly and Rondo as well.
Thanks. Next to Owen.
You've been through playoff battles with some of the great ones. Did you see anything in Kawhi's eyes? Did you say anything to Kawhi, or did he say anything to you going into this game that kind of gave you an inkling that this was going to come?
Kawhi saying something? Yeah, right. No, he was disappointed he didn't shoot the ball well in Game 5. So, we just want him to be aggressive attacking, doing what he does. And like I said, 5 for 9 from 3 tonight. Made some, huge ones, especially when they made a run. He made 2 big threes to kind of, secure the win for us. But to shoot 18 for 25 and have 45 points, that's pretty outstanding.
And did it seem like like a game 7? I mean, to us watching it, it looked and felt like a game 7. And if it was, I mean, how do you guys duplicate that now for a real game 7?
Well, I just think we got to shoot the ball better. Clean up a couple of our mistakes defensively. That's going to happen throughout the course of a game. But, we just got to shoot the ball. If we shoot the ball well, then, we're in great shape. We're in great shape anyway, but we got to just have one of those great shooting nights that we're used to and accustomed to, and we'll be fine.
Thanks. Next to Melissa.
Hey Ty, Kawhi is obviously no stranger to game 7s and huge games. How much is the team going to be leaning on his sort of even-keeledness and experience heading into this type of a situation?
A lot. I think with, him and PG and just being able to lean on those guys, especially early on in the game. That first quarter is going to be huge. And just getting off to a good start at home. And, they're going to lean on Kawhi a lot, because he's been through it. He understands what it takes. And so just his poise and his approach, we're going to be fine.
Thanks. Next to Ramona.
Hey Ty, how's it going?
Good, how you doing?
It seemed like in this game, Kawhi obviously took the defensive assignment on Luka a lot, more than he has in the past. How much does that take out of him, just defensively, to chase that guy around? And can you speak about just his effectiveness defending Luka in this game?
Well, it takes a lot, because Luka has the ball in his hands, like I said, 90% of the time. He's really the head of the snake. He gets everybody involved. He scores the basketball, and he puts a lot of pressure, on your defense. So, like I said, with Kawhi taking that challenge, playing 42 minutes a night, he didn't really seem tired. So we tried to get him out when we could and get him back. And like I said, it takes a lot of him just looking at it, but it looked like he was great. Once the performance he had. So we got to get our rest tonight. Try to recover as best as possible and get ready for Sunday at 12:30.
Just a quick call. Did he ask for that assignment, or was that just something you guys all kind of got to that part and said, okay, it's got to be you?
We got to that, and he wanted it.
Thanks.
Thanks. Next to Andrew.
There were so many times when throughout the series, not just tonight, when things could have teetered and gone the other way, and you guys could have packed it into the season. Can you speak to the evolution of this team over the last year? What you've seen that helped it come out of this thing alive for a game 7?
Just being resilient all year. We had a lot of injuries all season. Guys have stepped up and played well for us. And we just, stuck through hard times. We stayed together as a team, never fragmented. And we just found ways to win when guys went down. And so you can kind of see this carrying over now, throughout the course of the playoffs of just, being down and finding a way to come back and win games. Even when we don't shoot the ball great, just finding ways to win. And we've done it 3 times on their home floor, which their crowd was amazing. We were able to fight through that. And now we got to go home and win a game 7. But, just overall for the season, I just love the way our guys competed and fought all season long and being resilient. And it showed again in these last, 4 games.
Thanks. Next to Law.
Ty, you mentioned that Paul played the whole second half. You did match up Kawhi's minutes with Luka's, had him rest. You were facing a deficit entering the fourth quarter. How would you assess the team being able to cut into that lead so that by the time Kawhi came back into the game, it was basically a tie game from there?
I thought PG was great. Hit a 3 and a 2 to kind of, spark that run. I thought Zoo was huge. He had some great rebounds, offensive rebound as well. I just thought they was able to hold the fort down, So PG really carried that, that team in the fourth quarter until Kawhi was able to get back, and they did it together. Like I said, PG having 13 rebounds, crashing the boards. When we talked about boxing out, hitting these guys because they crash a lot. With Porzingis, he's 7'3", Boban 7'5", Cleaver's a big body. So Powell and Kyle Stein as well. So for PG to go in there and get 13 rebounds, just says a lot about him and the way he's competing.
Next we'll go to Farba.
Hey, Coach Reggie had talked about how calm and collective you were and how it helped him stay calm. What's it like in a kind of do or die game and the offense just isn't working despite it being wide open and all these wide open shots are missing? How do you keep guys composed as the coach?
Just keep playing defense. I thought our defense really kept us in this game all night long. We did a great job on Luka. I think he got 6 or 8 points down the stretch when we were just trying to stay at home for threes. But, like I said, overall, our defense kept us in the game. And, we made timely shots. Kawhi made, some big threes down the stretch. And we had some wide open shots that we didn't make, but our defense was on point, all night long tonight. So that kept us in the game, and that's what you have to do. When you're not making shots, your defense has to be first. We've been preaching it all season long, and I thought our guys did that.
Next to Shane.
Hey Ty, offensively, was there more emphasis down the stretch to get Luka involved in that ball screen, exhaust him a little bit down the stretch of the game?
Yes, sir. Want me to elaborate more on that?
Yeah, if you would.
No, I mean, he just has the ball in his hand so much he controls the game, and we can see he was wearing down and getting tired. So, our last 6-minute package, we want to make sure we involve him and try to get the mismatch. And they were switching, so Kawhi was able to take advantage of it. PG was as well, and then they started to double team. So when he's tired and wore down, that's when we want to try to take advantage of the switching and make him defend as well to try to make his legs heavy coming down on the other end of the floor.
Thank you.
Thanks. Last question, Mason.
Hey, Coach. What went into the decision to put Luke Kennard out there for his first real minutes in the series?
Just some shot making and space the floor. I think open the floor up. If they're going to double team Kawhi and PG, then having another shooter on the floor. And I thought he came in, a big stop on Brunson defense, dove on the floor, first to the floor, got us out in transition. He had some open shots that he didn't make, but he drove one, got a little floater. So just having him on the floor, going into Game 7, he'll be more confident and he'll be ready to shoot the ball.
Thank you, Ty. Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
Ty Lue there. Let's get you to Chris. The rest of his Mavericks teammates will get on a plane and head to LA for Game 7 on Sunday.
On the defensive end, on the offensive end, what did you see in terms of some of your looks, and what's your mentality for this team going into Game 7 on Sunday?
Yeah, as you said, just trying to make an impact in the things that I can on the defensive end and helping the team in whatever way I can. The shots that I got were good looks, decent looks. Yeah, not it is what it is, and Sunday, yeah, it's gonna be a war. So we're gonna be prepared.
Tim McMahon.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. KP, obviously you're being used more as a floor spacer than any kind of offensive focal point here. How much of a psychological challenge has this series been for you?
Yeah, it's obviously not easy, but I accepted that that's what the team is asking me to do, and I'm willing to do whatever is necessary for us to go forward. And as soon as I accepted that, then it's not a psychological battle with myself anymore. I'm just out there and playing and doing the things that the team is asking me to do, and trying to do the best I can.
Brad.
Hey, KP, Brad Towns, Dallas Morning News. You said Sunday's going to be a war and we're going to be prepared. What gives you the confidence that you guys will be prepared and can overcome, obviously, a really disappointing loss here, a chance to close them out at home?
Yeah, we've done it before already in these series, We played, they beat us by 20 plus or almost 30 points. That Game 4, right, and we bounced back and we won Game 5. So it's obviously not going to be, it's not going to be easy, but that's, that's where the fun is, and we're looking forward to the challenge, and they're feeling good, and we feel like we can beat them. So we'll see who's right and who's wrong.
Dwayne.
Wayne Price, Math.com. KP, what are some of the things in particular you guys got to do on Sunday in order to win that you didn't do tonight?
I'm not sure yet. I'll leave that to the coaches, to the coaching staff to figure out, the adjustments we need to make, and we'll go from there. So, I'll do my part.
Okay, thanks, Kristaps.
Thank you, guys.
Kristaps Porzingis always looking chic over a moment that saved the Clippers season.
Appreciate it. You muted out.
Go ahead, Mark. In 3, 2, all right to lock.
Kawhi, you mentioned in the post-game walk-off that the defensive mindset is what you prioritize more than the points. What was how did you have success guarding Luka and with all those minutes only having one foul for the entire game?
I mean, he still played a pretty good game. He had 29, 11, and 8. But, you know, like I said, you know, he's a very dominant player, very skilled. You know, plays at his own pace. So, you know, all I could do is try to stay in front of him as much as possible, contest his shots, and just try not to put him to the line. You know, he's good at getting to the free throw line as well. You know, obviously, you know, the players I'm playing with, you know, they're showing the crowd. They're switching on to him as well, and just a good team defense tonight.
Thanks. We'll try Mark again. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Kawhi, sorry about that. What things did you draw from your championship and playoff experiences that you think helped with your game tonight?
I mean, nothing really. It's just based on the mentality. You know, it's you don't want to go home. It's something that I had, you know, young. You know, always wanting to win the game. To try to exert my will on the floor, and you know, my teammates had the same mentality. So you know, that's what I try to install within them, to make sure that we keep fighting, don't give up, and you know, you never know what could happen. Just have faith, and you know, play hard, have fun. That's all you could do.
Thanks. Next to Ohm.
Hey, Kawhi, this looked and felt like a Game 7, and certainly by the way you played, it looked that way. I'm wondering, from your experience, what is Sunday going to be like, and what are you going to say to your teammates about playing in another Game 7?
Just a basketball game. We gotta, like I just said, if we don't want to go home, you know, pay attention to details. You know, have faith. Shoot the ball like you're gonna make it with confidence, and you know. If you do that, you can live with the results. Just want to make sure we don't have mistakes or, you know, people being indecisive. Just go out there and leave it all on the floor.
Thank you. Next to Rachel.
Hey, Kawhi, I know you've played in a Game 7 in an NBA Finals, so this Sunday won't be your biggest one, but what do you think of your past Game 7s? Which one has stuck with you the most, or sort of had the most impact on how you played going after that?
I mean, I don't live in the past. I don't think about stuff like that. It's about tomorrow. That's all it's about. You know, taking what I've seen from tonight's game and try to bring it into the next one. But I don't think like that. I'm living in the moment.
Is there anything in particular from tonight's game you want to take into Sunday?
Not yet. Just the urgency we had, pretty much. You know, this was an elimination game for us, and just try to have that same mindset.
Thanks.
Thanks. One more. Tomer, go ahead.
I'm just curious. This is obviously your well, I don't know if you know, but this ties your playoff career high. I think regular season career high in scoring. You got up to a bit of a slow start, but like, at what point did you know this is kind of going to be your game? You're going to have to keep making those shots. Like, at what point in the game did you realize it was going to be on you to sort of carry the offensive load there?
Just, you know, just throughout the game, I just, you know, I'm just trusting my teammates, trusting in myself, and you know, as the game went on, you know, I got to some spots, made some shots. Teammates found me in spots, and you know, just from there, I just, you know, tried to go with the rhythm and staying locked in the mindset I had. Like I said, I didn't want to go home, and you know, I just kept that momentum, and I just had faith all night.
Ty noted that you noticed that Luka was sort of worn down and wanted you and PG to attack him all in the fourth quarter. Can you notice that out there? And you want to attack him like that?
I'm going to attack everybody on the floor, no matter who's in front of me. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, whatever the matchup is, I can't have a indecisive mind out there. If I feel like I have an angle or they're giving me something, then I got to attack it. So, that's on the coach to, figure out the chess pieces like that. I mean, obviously, having a basketball IQ, you see things, and, if guys got 2 fouls, 3 fouls, you want to attack them. But like I said, it's about having the same mentality throughout the whole 48 minutes.
Thanks, Kawhi.
Thank you, Kawhi.
Time for Total Motion presented by Michelin. And after a slow start, Kawhi got in motion, scored just 3 in the first quarter, 42 after that time. It all adds up to a career postseason high.